I said apparently they didn't know the parade ended yesterday. Look, I just got to say, wow. Before I get into the comments that I want to make about where we have to go from here, I have to brag on my union for just a minute. We have some amazing, inspiring women leaders in our union. And I want to start with talking about my senior advisor. It's somebody that I've known for over 15 years that truly embodies what it's like to come up from the ranks of our union. A single mother, starting as an apprentice, making $8 an hour and traveling throughout the state of New Jersey, trying to find childcare for her son, and making her way all the way to this table, Maria Foster. To all the members of the Women's Committee and the IUPAT, but especially our two leaders, Mandy Jo, I can't pronounce your last name, Madison Hall. The Women's Committee of the IUPAT truly challenges me every single day to think differently. And over the years, I've worked so closely with them, and they've always inspired me. It's one thing to challenge, it's another to inspire. And the Women's Committee of the IUPAT last year in Las Vegas put a challenge to me. They said, you can't be what you can't see. And think about that. It's true. Look what you see up here. You see women leaders. And I am so proud to announce that this year, after 135 years of existence, the IUPAT appointed its first General Vice President to its executive board, Liz McElroy. And that's progress. And we're making progress in our union. And I'm proud of it. And I do want to brag on it for a minute. We set a challenge in our union to be 20% women by 2024, and we're not there. But we're getting closer every year. And we're going to continue to challenge ourselves to do better. But for the last 3 years, consistently, we have doubled the number of women apprentices that we've brought into our union. And that's only just the start. Our union also embraced, and I have to give respect to the ironworkers. And I'm a glazer. We were the second union to also put a 6-month maternity policy in for our women members. We have a women's leadership program that I'm very, very proud of that provides leadership development for our women leaders so that they have the strength to work together. Because it doesn't matter. Sometimes somebody might be sitting in a room alone, but when they know that they have the support of other women leaders around the country, it gives them the strength and the courage to go forward too. I'm done bragging about my union. I want to talk about 2 things here today. And the first one is something that a lot of us struggle talking about in our union halls, in our conversations with our members, but it's politics. And I want to talk about what's really at stake between now and next November. And I want to get real with it. I don't want to just talk about what Joe Biden has done, because you heard about that yesterday from all of the speakers. And we know about the amazing opportunities we are going to be able to provide for more women in the next 5 to 10 years in the construction industry because of that work. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of our members don't know it. A lot of our male members don't know it. Our country is divided. This room is not. It's united. The energy that is in this room is the energy that's going to save this country. Because that's what's at stake. This election is not just about who's going to lead our country into the next 4 years. This upcoming election is truly about what do we want to be as a society. You know, the other side, and when I say the other side, I want to speak directly to what the other side does. Think about it. Women lost reproductive rights under the previous administration, and that's wrong. And if you don't think that that same type of mindset will strip away union rights, you're crazy. But it goes beyond that. It's how we treat one another as a society. You know, some of the stuff you hear in the daily discourse, both on the job sites, I mean, it was just Thanksgiving. Some families are still divided over politics. The labor movement's about unity, not division. We have to remember that. We have to realize what's at stake. We have to mobilize like we've never mobilized before. And I know there are 4,000 women in this room that will go out and fight for their union rights more than anyone. And we can be the example to the world. While politics right now is uniting us or dividing us, we can be the thing that unites us. Look, we all come from different trades, different unions. But when we have a common interest and a common goal, there is nothing that can stop us. You all have proven that. Every speaker, and this is what I want to close on, and it has nothing to do with politics, thank God. Every speaker has talked about diversity, equity, and inclusion. From the former Speaker to the House, to the President of the AFL-CIO, to my partner, Sean McGarvey, every speaker has talked about diversity, equity, and inclusion. In the IUPAT, we talk about it at every single meeting, everywhere we go. And I like to say this, diversity is just a number. Look around this room. We are diverse. We got to own that. We are diverse. Equity is what we do in the form of our collective bargaining agreements. We provide equity. It doesn't matter if you're a man, if you're a woman, you get paid the same to do the same work. But here's the challenge. Inclusion is a feeling. Inclusion cannot be measured. Inclusion is a culture. Inclusion is the challenge. I've sat and listened in the breakouts and talked to so many of our rank and file members that are here. And inclusion isn't always how they feel. It's not. And you've heard the stories from up here. And the challenge that I give is to the men in the room. The challenge is to go a step further. We have to support our women members. And it's not just by showing up at a conference and clapping. It's by challenging the men on the job sites, the men who don't always include the women, the men who may discriminate against women, the men who may harass women on the job site. We cannot accept that any longer. And there's a self-interest in that. As an industry, we cannot accept that. We know we are going to need hundreds of thousands of people in order to meet the call to build this country going forward. So it's a real challenge to all of us because we are going to have to be bringing in new people into our industry. And we can't bring them into the same old industry. We just can't do it. And so all of us, again, can unite to change our industry to be more acceptable. Listen, why would somebody want to join the union as an apprentice at $10 an hour when they can flip burgers for $25? We know why. Because at the end of their apprenticeship, there's something there. But imagine what it's like going through those 4 years alone. Or imagine what it's like not being able to make it through it. We have to lift everybody up in our industry. The industry needs it. People need it. It's life-changing jobs. And I'll close with this. Somebody said this yesterday in the IUPAT caucus. You know, if you're a woman and you feel alone, whether it be on the job site, in the union hall, or in the boardroom, there's another one coming.